And we are live. We are live. Hi, guys. Let me know first if you're hearing me and seeing me. I'm going to try to make my presentation a little smaller. But first, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where in the world you are joining me from. Today is July the 23rd. It's just after 9:30. My name is Debbie Jolie. I'm from the most southern Caribbean island. And yes, we're back to talk about personal branding and a free webinar that I'm having on August the 5th. So let me know, guys, if you are hearing me and seeing me. I am really excited. Tell me, of course, where you are joining me from. If you are joining me on LinkedIn, we're supposed to be live on LinkedIn. We are supposed to be live on LinkedIn, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. So tell me where you are joining me from and where in the world you are joining me from. Let me know in the comments. I am always excited to jump on and to see and to hear where people are from and to connect and to communicate with them, right? As I said, my live this morning is all about how you begin to maximize your personal brand. We talk about personal branding all the time. We talk about how it's so important. And yet, I come across many professionals, many persons in different spaces, and they may be apprehensive about building their personal brand. And so I want to jump on my webinar on August the 5th. I'm going to talk about 5 ways that you can maximize your personal brand online and offline. I'm going to put the link, the registration link. It is free and we are going to, have a very good time. But of course, leading up to that, I want to really talk about today. In fact, I want to kind of touch on 2 things in regard to why personal branding is so important, right? And what it has done for my career and what it has done for the clients that I have worked with. So I am going to kind of jump right in there, right? We talk about personal branding all the time, and sometimes I feel it has a little bit of ickiness to it. Persons are not so thrilled or excited about building their personal brand. There's naturally some apprehension as well. Persons, um, you know, are not sure about how it will work. They are apprehensive about their safety. They are not sure about what they want to say. But I'm here to talk about personal branding, especially from the point of view of how it has helped my career and how it has helped the career of many professionals that I see online. And so personal branding to me is absolutely critical and important if you want to stay competitive in this professional landscape. Lots of people, complain about the job market not being great, not having access to opportunities. But again, I'm here to say that, personal branding can really help to enhance your credibility. And it can help you to establish yourself wherever you are, whether you are a professional, whether you are working and you have a business on the side, if you are a full-time entrepreneur, or if you run a Fortune 500 company and you're in a C-suite and executive leadership space. It can really help you to build yourself as what we call a thought leader, or as I say many times, a subject matter expert. And that's what we want to see. Um, it can really help to build your credibility. I mean, I was briefly at TIC last weekend, and I was surprised at how many persons came up to me, say, "Hi, Debbie, I see you on LinkedIn." It the building your personal brand can really help to boost your credibility, and um, being consistent with your content can also help you in that regard. So let me just jump straight in here and talk a little bit about the benefits first, right? We Because persons are apprehensive about it, and I want to just kind of chat about that. So one of the first things I think, or I know that personal branding does, is that of course it helps to boost your credibility. And how does it help to boost your credibility? Because it helps you to build trust. If you are authentic, another icky word that persons don't always like, but a strong personal brand, if you develop your brand both online and offline through the content that you produce, through the things that you bring to your audience, you can help to build a personal brand that of course fosters trust and credibility with your audience. And when you present who you are in that authentic way, or with that authentic narrative, and by that I mean being genuine, being yourself, showing up as who you are, showing your true self, showing your ability to solve problems from a professional standpoint, showing how you help other entrepreneurs, how you help other um, businesses. This is how you begin to stand out. This is how you begin to resonate. This is how you begin to create and build your own tribe. So this authenticity, and we could say it in many other ways. When you begin to build your reputation, when you show up as your true self, authenticity is key. And it really does involve being genuine, and with your interactions with persons online and offline. It's how you communicate with persons online and offline. It's how you engage with persons online and offline, which of course over time helps to build your reputation, which is your personal brand, right? The next big thing, and I think this has really, really helped me, personal branding can help to really differentiate you. I mean, I could call a list of really great professionals in the LinkedIn space, right? Whether they are in HR, or they're in sales, or they're in the engineering. I can really look at these persons and list these persons, and they are top of mind. Why? Because in this global market space where things are so competitive, your personal brand can help you to stand out, and stand out among other persons in your own industry, and that's what you want. So I want to stand out as a marketer, and that's why I continue to put out my content. I continue to show persons, the value that I can offer and that I can bring to the table. So when you clearly define and communicate your unique value and what you bring, what is your value proposition to your audience and your tribe, this is where you begin to differentiate yourself. You begin to stand out. And then here's what happens, because I know you're going to say, okay, so I'm differentiating myself, and what's the benefit? The benefit is that you begin to attract certain opportunities. For the same reason I just mentioned, you become top of mind. You become top of mind with the key stakeholders who want to work with you. And so differentiation is absolutely crucial, especially If you want to switch jobs, you want to move from one job to the other, if you want to stand out again as a thought leader, if you want to book a keynote speaking opportunity, this is important. You need to be able to differentiate yourself, stand out among the competition, and really begin to build your online presence in such a way where it is seen as professional, credible, and trustworthy. That's what you want to do. So another great benefit, jumping straight in again, another great benefit of building your personal brand. And let me know what you think in the comments. I'm excited to find out what you think about what we are discussing this morning. Enhancing your visibility, right? Now, personal branding is about putting yourself out there. It is about building your network, building your connections, enhancing your visibility online and offline. At least for me here in the Caribbean, it's equally important. You have to you're building your brand online, but you also have to build it offline and network with persons. So what does personal branding do for you? Now, it makes enhancing your visibility a whole lot easier when you put out content. You put out content consistently. This helps to give you greater visibility, and that helps to also begin to refine what your personal brand is all about. What do you stand for? What value do you bring? What do you offer? The clarity becomes is very clear to your audience. So you want to begin to build your personal brand because it helps to enhance your visibility and it helps you to connect. It helps to facilitate networking opportunities and connections. And that's true because for me, which person wouldn't believe, but I'm slightly introverted. And so building my personal brand online has actually made networking offline a whole lot easier. Persons come up to me, they say, "Hi, Debbie, I see your work." And there is an ease of conversation here. And for persons who may be looking to move up in their career or shift careers, this is also really, really good as well. Joining particular associations and building your network, both online and offline, can really help your brand to become more recognized. It can help persons to understand the value that you can bring to the table. It softens persons up, right? They are more inclined to engage with you again, online and offline. And of course, as I mentioned before, it really provides an opportunity for maybe collaborations, partnerships, new job opportunities, mentorship, speaking opportunities. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on about how great, building a personal brand can work for you, right? So the next thing I wanted to mention very quickly is the importance of delivering content as part of building a personal brand, right? And what your content creation can really do for you, right? So a big part of building a personal brand is obviously putting out content. And that content could be in a number of forms. We talk a lot about video, but it can be blogs and it could be features and it could be things you do offline that you present online and interviews. And it can really be a number of things. But your content is the vehicle through which you demonstrate your expertise, right? And it's not just about putting out the content, but it is about being consistent with the content. And when you are consistent and you share valuable content, you begin to establish your expertise in your particular field, right? So whether you are, again, creating and disseminating videos or articles, or you're doing interviews, or you're doing a presentation or online to showcase your expertise in a particular space, then you begin to assert your authority, right? You begin to show yourself as a subject matter expert. And this is what helps to position you as a thought leader. This is what helps to build your personal brand. And this is what helps you to differentiate yourself and get the opportunities that you are looking for. So I say all the time, when you build your personal brand, you must establish a content strategy around that, because that is the vehicle through which people get to know you, right? And they see you provide insights, and they begin to value your opinion, right? The other great thing about creating content online is because it helps you to build your social proof. It helps to build your reputation. It's one thing for you or you to talk about yourself, but it's another thing for your audience, your clients and your customers to begin speaking about you. So when you begin to put out content, as I always tell persons, putting out content to me is like 50% of the work. The other 50% is actually engaging with my audience, right? So engaging with your audience through your content helps to begin to create this social proof, because when people begin to interact with your content, they begin to like it, they begin to comment, they begin to share it. What does this do? It creates in their mind and in other persons' minds who are coming across your content and seeing how it is highly engaged, it begins to endorse your expertise. It begins to enhance you as a subject matter expert. It begins to show you as credible. This is what you want, and this is the benefit of personal branding. So this social validation from your tribe, from your audience, from potential clients online is where you begin to show your value. This is where you begin to solidify yourself as a subject matter expert. As I say, this is where you begin to solidify your reputation. I mean, who doesn't want that? And this is all within your control. You create the content, you put out the content, you create the vision for your brand, and this is why it's so important. And the last thing, and of course, I'd love to hear persons' comments here, so I'm open to persons and their comments online here. What I, as a teacher, a facilitator, a workshop facilitator for more than 15 years, and having a long history and background in tertiary education, continuous learning is a cornerstone of what I believe in, right? I believe that you can grow in your career, you could grow in your personal life, you can, if you can grow in almost any space in your life, if you have a mindset that you are a learner, and that you are willing to unlearn things, and that you are willing to adapt, and you are willing to change. So when you produce content on a regular basis, and not just creating content for creating content's sake, but you are creating content in a space where you want to create valuable content, you want to create engaging content. For me, every year I want to collaborate with persons. I've been able to do that this year. I love to collaborate with other content creators and other creatives, because it stretches me. And that's what content creation should do. Content creation should actually help you to grow and help you to evolve. It should help you to better understand your audience. It should help you to create better content. And this proactive approach can really not just inspire you to continue, but it will inspire your community and your potential clients. And this also too, which is great, and persons sometimes don't think about the benefit of personal branding in this way. But when you build your brand in such a way, you open yourself up to opportunities for potential collaborations you never thought would come your way, potential partnerships that you may not have thought of, and even opportunities like speaking in particular spaces, going on a TED talk, writing a book. I'm sure many persons 5-10 years ago may not have thought about that prior to building their personal brand. But as you build your personal brand and you look at persons out there, things are more accessible. And that's one of the wonderful benefits of really creating content, because it helps to stretch you and it helps you to be placed in front of potential persons that, become opportunities for you to grow. So with that, I'm going to wrap up here. I'm going to just plug a little bit my free webinar, which free webinar on August the 5th, where I talk about 5 ways that you can maximize your personal brand right now. 5 ways that you can maximize your personal brand right now. And if you are ready to launch it now, it's not too late. We're in the second half of 2024. Or if you are thinking about, hey, you really want to change and you want to position yourself in a new way, come 2025, sign up for the free workshop. I'm going to put the registration link in the comments as soon as I'm off the live, right? So, just in summary, your personal brand is an asset to you. I say it all the time. Going back to school, pursuing my education was one of the first things that made me feel like I could equalize the playing field a little bit, and that I am on par with persons. And then building my personal brand, of course, several years later, is the second thing I feel has really helped me in sort of leveling the playing field out there. So your personal brand can really help to boost your business. It could help to boost your professional credibility. It can really help you to establish trust with persons, especially through video content. You establish trust. It helps you, of course, to differentiate yourself in the marketplace, whether you're a marketer, you're a sales professional, you're an HR professional, you are an engineer, a project manager. It doesn't matter. It can really help you to develop your own lane, differentiate yourself, enhance your visibility, and your content can also help you to deliver on these things as well. It could showcase your value proposition, your expertise. It can help you to build that social proof through your tribe. And of course, it just helps you to have longer term success. And it's easier now than it would have been 20 years ago if we did not have social media. So with that, I say thank you very much. And we should be back for another live next week, Tuesday. And that'll be the last live before we do our free webinar. So have a great day, guys. Take care and bye-bye.